When I was growing up, I always felt the tension in our family. My dad was strict, traditional, and had high expectations for his sons. To him, sons carried the family name, brought respect, and held the future. Daughters, in his eyes, were only a burden. My brother absorbed every word my father said, treating me as if I was less, as if my dreams had no value. I tried to brush it off, but deep down it hurt more than I admitted. One evening, I overheard a conversation that changed everything. My father told my brother in a low, dismissive tone, "Your sister is worth nothing, she's finished." His words were sharp like knives. I froze in the hallway, holding my breath as tears welled in my eyes. Finished. Worth nothing? All because I wasn't what he wanted me to be. That moment became etched in my heart. I wanted to run into the room and scream, but instead, I walked quietly back to mine. I sat on my bed, replaying those words over and over. My father's disappointment in me wasn't new, but hearing him declare me finished cut deeper than anything before. I promised myself then that I wouldn't argue with him. I wouldn't try to convince him. I would prove him wrong in silence, with results he could never deny. School became my battlefield. While my brother coasted through with average grades, I worked late into the night. I studied relentlessly, pouring every ounce of pain into motivation. When my friends went out to celebrate, I stayed back, nose in books, determined to build a future my father thought I could never have. Slowly, my teachers noticed, my classmates noticed, and soon opportunities opened up for me that no one expected. By the time I was in college, I had secured scholarships and recognition in competitions. My achievements were published in the local newspaper, and neighbors praised me. I caught my father reading the article once, though he quickly folded the paper and acted as if he hadn't seen it. His silence spoke volumes, but still, no acknowledgement came. That silence only fueled me further. I started working part-time jobs, building not only academic excellence but independence. With every paycheck, I reminded myself that I wasn't nothing. I paid my tuition, helped with bills at home, and even secretly covered some of my brother's expenses when he was short. Still, my father credited my brother for being the man of the house. The unfairness stung, but I kept my focus. Years passed, and I landed my first professional job. It wasn't just any job, it was with a respected international firm. I was chosen over dozens of applicants. The first day I walked into that office, I felt the weight of my father's words fall away just a little. I wasn't finished. I was only beginning. My career took off quickly. I climbed the ladder, and within a few years, I was leading major projects, traveling abroad, and making more money than my father and brother combined. My success was no accident. It was built from years of being told I was worthless. Every insult had been fuel, every doubt had been fire. The turning point came the day I bought a house, not just for myself, but for my mother. She had quietly endured the dismissive comments, the favoritism, and the endless comparisons. When I handed her the keys, tears filled her eyes. She hugged me tightly, whispering, "I always knew you could." My father stood in the corner, stunned into silence. My brother, who once parroted my father's opinions, began to respect me in ways he never had. He came to me for advice, for help, for guidance. Suddenly, the sister worth nothing was the one holding the family together. The irony wasn't lost on me. It wasn't until a family gathering years later that my father finally spoke the words I thought I'd never hear. In front of relatives, he said, "I was wrong about her. She has done more than I ever imagined." He didn't look at me when he said it, but everyone's eyes turned toward me, filled with pride. That single sentence didn't erase the years of pain, but it validated everything I had fought for. I didn't respond with anger or bitterness. Instead, I smiled, because I knew I had already won. His words no longer had the power to break me. I had built a life of success, respect, and independence, not to prove him wrong, but to prove myself right. In the end, I realized something important. My father's belief about my worth never truly defined me. What defined me were my choices, my resilience, and my refusal to accept limits placed upon me. His words had been meant to crush me, but instead, they became the spark that lit the fire inside me. Now, whenever I look back, I don't feel pain anymore. I feel gratitude, for the struggle, for the doubt, for the challenge. Because without them, I might never have pushed myself so far. My father once told my brother that I was worth nothing. Today, I stand as living proof that he was wrong.